Brendan Rodgers' side get fired into the Lions' den tonight as they had to come back for 3-2 down just to secure a point to make it -16 in Glasgow. Welcome back to Fog Football. Dundee free, Celtic free. 2 games against the Old Firm in a week, and Dundee have picked up 2 points. And you know what? They should have won both of them.
Should have won both of them. Back-to-back draws against Celtic and Rangers for Dundee. 2 points out of 6 doesn't sound that great, but it is still 2 good results against the top 2 teams in Scotland. But reality is, I mean, it easily could have been 6 points for 6. Celtic tonight gifted a point due to a 91st minute penalty. Another penalty for Celtic. I believe that, I mean, I don't know how far they're ahead, but I know that they're top of the penalties awarded this season. So, yeah, I think we all seen it coming, really. Any opportunity to give one. Don Robertson tonight, he was very biased with his officiating. I felt like he gave Celtic everything, gave Dundee absolutely nothing. Have you ever seen a penalty given as quickly, by the way, for that 91st minute penalty? I mean, how quick did he give that?
No, this was a guy that couldn't wait to give it.
There was no like, VAR check, or, do you think it's a penalty? It's like, nah, hurry up, right? That's a definite 100% penalty, and let Engels take it. It was, it was like, get out of jail card there for Celtic. Now, people are saying it's a Stowe Waller. To me, like, your arm is going to... That's a natural position for his arm to be in. Plus, what about the shirt line? We hear about the shirt line. And for me, the ball hits him above the sleeve. And that's all we've heard this season. Because I can remember there's been a few occasions where Hearts should have had penalties. But no, we never fucking get the penalties. When we got one penalty at the weekend there, we couldn't even score it. But I digress. We've heard that if it's above the sleeve line, then it's not a handball. And when I seen the replay, this looked like it was above the sleeve line. Can someone confirm nor deny that?
Yeah, it should be the sleeve. Put it this way, right? I can see why it's given, but there's no consistency with these. Sometimes they get given, sometimes they don't. But answer me this. If this is Dundee in their box, do they get it? I'm going to say no, because they got fuck all night, so that would suggest they wouldn't get it.
One of the Dundee players absolutely got a knee rammed into the back of his head, and he got fuck all for it.
We'll get to that later on, but anyway...
look, a good game of football, and it was a tale of 2 halves. I thought Celtic were superior, much superior in the first half. Probably, maybe could have had a bigger lead. Well, they didn't have the lead, it was drawn at half-time, but they could have... They probably should have been at least 1-0 up, if not more, going into half-time, but Dundee definitely stepped up in the second half, and I think Dundee certainly, based on the performance in the second half, they deserved to win the game.
No, they did. I thought there was some...
I'm not going to say Celtic didn't deserve a point, but I think Dundee done enough to win it. But I mean, it is
Austin Trusty looked awful tonight.
It's one of those ones though. You score 3 goals, you expect to win. But see if you offered Celtic 3 goals tonight, they would have expected to win.
This is what teams need to do, right? Against Celtic, because we've seen teams dismantle Rangers. Make it physical. Celtic want to pass it around, right, and pass you to death. But see, when you make it physical, and you clearly seen that Dundee did that at the second half, that's when they started to, like, they were dominating periods of this game.
Yeah, they were.
But you're right, Celtic score 3 at Dens Park. They're like, well, that's an easy win. Dundee score 3 against Celtic. I believe the first time since 1988. It should be a win. But anyway, we'll get into the game. So the game begins. Celtic, as you say, they started the better team in the first half. And Luke McCowan, I mean, it's pretty bad defending from Dundee. He gets on the end of the header, doesn't really celebrate, but kind of celebrates. It wasn't a fully fledged celebration, put it that way.
Yeah, far post header, poor for Dundee. Should do better. 1-0 Celtic, and at this point, I think you're thinking, right, well, this game's going to be a walkover.
Time to go to bed. But then Simon Murray, he's got a penalty shout. He gets in between Carter Vickers and Austin Trusty. Probably the one of many fuck-ups at the back for Austin Trusty, but it's not a penalty.
To be fair, I wouldn't call this a penalty shout. It's not a penalty at all.
I know, but they were asking the question. That's why I put it in as a shout, not a
clip. It's not. Simon Murray doesn't even look for it. This is not a penalty.
What's he do? I think Simon Murray is kind of being... I think he's been pretty good in the last 2 games, but he's flung himself about like a big fud.
I don't think there was... Realistically, man, he's got 2 centre-backs behind him. His touch would need to be damn near perfection for him to actually bring this ball down and get a shot off and goal. I think he should have attempted to hit it first time, hit it on the volley. I mean, he didn't do that. He took a touch. It was a heavy touch.
Yeah, but he did
And
it.
then he simply got out-muscled.
He did the exact same thing against Rangers, and he felt a bit of contact from the Salah, and instead of, dealing with it and trying to get a goal, he flaps about and then they didn't give the penalty anyway, and then Rangers went up and scored.
I'd say the one against Rangers was more of a penalty.
No, absolutely it was.
I think the one against...
You freezed it on the step of the foot.
I think that one against Rangers is 50-50. I could definitely see Dundee getting a penalty, and I don't even think it's the fact they never got a penalty. I think it's the fact that Rangers scored from that counter-attack. That's like a double whammy.
Yep.
Had Dundee not got the penalty and Rangers didn't score, then I don't think it would have been a big deal, but it's the fact that there was a potential penalty that they didn't get and then Rangers go and score. That's what I think hurt Dundee.
Could have been 2-0 instead of 1 each.
Yeah, but tonight, I mean, this is not a penalty. It's just, I mean, he got out-muscled.
Celtic attack. Ball gets whipped across the 6-yard box. Adam Idah bottles this. There's no other way of really describing it. He has to get on it. He doesn't, and then
he would have got to that, man. I'm not. Maybe the keeper saves it. Maybe Idah manages to just nick it under the goalkeeper. But Idah should have got to this ball first.
And you know what? He did it in the second half as well. It actually led to the Celtic goal with Yang, but I mean, I guess you could say, well, it helped him there, but him and Carson both did it in the second half, but here it was just him. He's no good enough, Big Adam.
I've called it out since Celtic signed him.
He's getting a lot of hate on Twitter tonight, I've seen that.
Yeah, well, when I called him out, said he's no good enough, I was called a delusional, bitter hun. People saying that Shanklin's not as good as this guy. Why? Because Shanklin's having one poor season. What about the 2 great seasons he had before it? Idah's just not a great player, and he's certainly not worth the $9.5 million that Celtic get paid for him. I wouldn't even have paid 4. I think 4 would have been overpaying. Norwich have completely bent Celtic over the barrel here.
No, they have. He's no good enough. As I said earlier in the video,
I don't even think he's better than O.
If you lose Kyogo, right, in this window or in the summer, I mean, look at the Champions League games coming up. He's toothless.
He's a waste of a shirt.
And this isn't... he's going to be walking away with trophy and medal after medal, but it's not going to really be done to him this season.
I'm not taking people thinking I'm better, taking a dig at it. Here, my club's got a shitload of waste of shirts in it, you know what I mean? Like, your club's got a shit of people that don't deserve to wear the shirt.
Yep.
Your club's got a load of people that aren't good enough for Rangers.
He's better than Hamza Igamane, man.
But, I mean, it is what it is. Like, not every Celtic player's great. A lot of them are, but not every Celtic player's great. And Adam Idah is just one of those players that he isn't. He's not Celtic level. I mean, maybe he's like a 4th choice striker at best. But you don't pay $9.5 million for 4th choice.
No, they're done. They are not making their money back on this guy. I tell you what, when Rodgers goes, I don't know when that'll be. Maybe at the end of next year because he signed a 3-year deal, whatever. The next manager, the first thing he is going to do,
I think they'll cash in on him.
Is try and offload Idah. Simple as that.
I reckon if Rodgers got a £5 million offer, he'd take that. I believe that he would.
Celtic have been quite lucky because this season Kyogo's not really picked up an injury. In the past, he's missed a few games with a shoulder injury. If he missed the next 6 months, Celtic would damn need to go and sign a striker.
But let's say Kyogo does get injured. Celtic have got a full squad to choose from, full fitness, full injury free, and Kyogo gets in. For me, I'm not playing Idah up front. I'm putting Idah through the middle.
Yep.
And I'm making adjustments. Argue who you want to put out on the left, but Idah was just. It's not
like he adds much to his overall play. He's like a statue up front. Anyway, Bernardo hits the bar with a header, and then we get the goal for Dundee.
Yeah, he's not like Giamakis.
No,
who was actually.
And despite Shanklin's problems this season, he does contribute.
I mean, I think Giamakis was just as effective as Kyogo, but in a different way.
Yeah.
But Idah doesn't do anything for me. Anyway.
He's not even that physical.
Second half.
Second half. We need to get to the Dundee goal, mate.
Alright, well, let's talk about it.
Great counter-attack. Yeah, ball gets played out to Adewumi. Scored last week against Rangers. Puts it in the bottom right-hand corner.
Initially, I thought it was a great... I do think it's a good goal, but it does take a nick off Alistair Johnston.
It's very poor defending from Alistair Johnston.
Yeah.
He made it easy for him. He's like, just bend it around me. That's what he did.
No, I think it clips off his heel.
Yeah, but even if it does clip off his heel...
Well, it's a bit... it's unlucky, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a wee bit unlucky, but Johnston should deal with it.
If that clips off his heel and goes out for a corner, you're going, oh, that's a good block. That was good defending for Johnson.
Nah, but it clipped off his heel in the bottom right-hand corner.
I wouldn't bash Johnson for that.
We'll just bash Trusty then.
I'll bash. I'm fucking more bothered about that penalty Don Robertson gave.
We'll get to it, Jambo Bear. All right, reel it in. But half time.
Nah, but we know hesitation, man. You know he couldn't wait to give it.
No, he couldn't. That's what we'll get to. Celtic have a cross. Idah and Carson, I think, both bottle this. Ball gets flicked up, and Yang, gotta give credit to Yang, sticks it top left. Nobody's saving this, even if Carson was on his feet.
It was a good finish.
Yep.
Bit fortunate there, because I think Carson made a mess of it.
Yep. But quicker than you can say, Carson made a mess of it. Mulligan makes it 2 each. Well, kind of Mulligan. More Carter Vickers OG, because he whips it across, flicks off Carter Vickers. Schmeichel's sat down like he's getting a telling off here, and it's 2 each.
I tell you what, it was a good game, but I mean...
The goals are a bit
The second, the third and the fourth goal, they're all very fortunate.
Yep.
The Dundee's first goal was good, but it does take a slight nick off Johnston, so that is a little bit fortunate.
Yep.
Celtic's third goal, fortunate. Dundee's, Celtic's second goal, sorry, fortunate. Dundee's second goal, fortunate. I mean, but here... Sometimes when you're that attacking and you're creating that many chances, you're going to get a bit of
weird
fortune.
about this game. Dundee created a lot.
Sometimes
I'm not saying
you create your own luck.
I'm not saying they didn't create a lot against Rangers, because I think they did, especially early on, but Celtic felt extremely vulnerable in this game. It was weird. I think Dundee Rangers was a dead game. Nothing happened. It was one of the worst games you'll see. But this game was very open, end to end. Dundee have a host of chances. Adewumi shoots wide. Edwards then heads wide. I mean, the guy who whipped it in, can't remember his name, can't recall who it was. He really should have whipped it in first time. He didn't. Edwards then heads it wide. But at this point, Dundee want it. They're pushing for the win. They're not settling for 2 each. Robertson gets a free kick, hits the side netting. But then, Big Aaron, he makes it 3-2. Big assist for Finlay Robertson, who grabbed 2 assists today. But he refused to celebrate. Is he a Celtic man? I don't know.
I think Finlay Robertson, I could be wrong, but I believe he came through the Celtic Youth Academy.
Aye, but he got the assist, mate. We're talking about the goal scorer, Aaron Donnelly.
Well, Finlay Robertson wasn't celebrating either.
Must be weird when you've got a team full of Celtic fans that don't want to score. Because it looks like that when they do score.
Anyway, I mean, it was a good, decent goal.
It is what it is. The professionals, and they laid the professional smackdown.
Chris Sutton said that Schmeichel was blocked off, almost like he was insinuating that there should have been a foul there.
He also tried to point out when Celtic almost scored, I think it was just previous to this, I don't see the offside there. I don't see the offside, because the two guys are offside by about a mile.
Way behind the goalkeeper, man. And then they come back and they get the first touch on the ball. I mean, it's offside, Sutton. You know what? See Sutton. You think he's impartial, but he's only impartial when things are going well. See when things aren't going well. That's when you see him being biased. It's just really. Normally things are going great for him.
No, I know. But then we get the penalty incident. So I believe it was it Nicholas Kuhn or Alistair Johnston? Johnston cuts in. Kuhn cuts in, shoots, hits Sela in the arm, right? And you know what? I can see why it's given. We can both see why it's given, right? You would just like it to be a bit more clear cut. But my problem with it, I mean, Don Robertson was pointing to the spot before the ball had even left the foot.
Pretty much. Don Robertson knew it. He knew what he was doing. He was always getting a penalty here.
Yeah, and you know what? He gives it. Engels scores, so Engels is safe from a fog football annihilation. Idah is not. He's just no good enough.
Right. Well, I'm currently watching it, and it hits him bang on the sleeve. So I mean, it's not above it. It's not under it. It's like bang on.
Yeah, but
the sleeve.
It's not clear and all. Well, is it clear and obvious then? Once Don Robertson gives this and not overturn it, I'm not going to complain too much. I think my complaints are the fact that he just could not wait to give this. Would Dundee get it? That's another question.
Well, everyone's saying that Don Robertson must be up there for their player of the season.
He must be.
Some of the I mean, that's what it is. Arnie Engels scores another penalty.
Yep. He's safe from our wrath, isn't he?
I mean, that's just stat padding at the end of the day.
That's what Rodgers is doing.
I mean, Rodgers is padding the stats.
I think he should fucking give them to Idah.
I
know he wasn't on, but
he's probably thinking here, the more goals this guy's got, because they're probably looking at O'Reilly and thought, I mean, the reason why O'Reilly went for so much is because in his third season, he started, scoring a shitload of goals.
Yeah.
And obviously that inflates your price. And they might be thinking it could be thinking ahead, or maybe it's just because Engels, to be honest, in open play hasn't really been doing that great.
Yeah.
And Rodgers is thinking, well, let's try and get him his stats padded so we don't come under pressure for spending 11 million on this guy. Or it could be smart thinking where Rodgers is like, right here, let's try and get a profit here.
Up next, I think it's the worst decision of the game. Fucking scrap the penalty. I don't know who it was. It was somebody with black hair. It could have been Filet, Atati, Kuhn, anybody, right? There is a ball to be won. And whoever it is, the Celtic knees the Dundee player in the back of the head. I'm not even exaggerating here. He fucking knees him in the back of the head. Triple H style. When he hit the knee, bouncing off the ropes. And Don Robertson waves play on. You're thinking, must have fell to a Dundee guy's foot then. No, fell to a Celtic guy's foot. And they almost went up and scored for it. I mean, I think this is 100 times worse than the penalty, man. How's he waved play on for this? He wanted this to end 4-3 to Celtic. Like, I want Rangers to win every trophy till the end of time here. Don Robertson obviously bet 4-3 Celtic. But all in all, I think both teams can almost be disappointed. Do you think so? Dundee so close to the draw. Celtic will just be... I don't think Celtic are going to look at this, well, at least we didn't lose. I think a lot of Celtic fans will be pissed about the state of the performance because it was shocking.
Yeah, well, obviously when Celtic don't win, it's points drop because they're the best team.
Yep.
So whenever Celtic don't win, it's always going to be points drop. Dundee, I think every night of the week would snatch your hand off for a point against Celtic before the game, but I mean, based on that second half and the fact that they were 3-2 up and it is a penalty late on that they concede, then I think obviously Dundee will be unhappy as well. But here, a good game of football.
Yeah, good game of football. I mean, when it ends 3 each, a wee bit of forward drama and penalty drama, it's always going to be a good game. We've seen it against between Hibs and Rangers about over a week ago, whenever it was. Anyway, folks, leave your thoughts down below. Obviously tomorrow, Rangers Aberdeen. Will it be as intriguing as this? Probably not. As bad as Rangers are, I think Aberdeen are just a wee bit worse. Till then, peace.